guys, it's Jada Mahogane and I am back with another video. Before we get started, disregard everything in the background. I just moved and I also have decorations up from my daughter's birthday yesterday. So anywho, we are going to be doing a culinary video today. This is just like a luxury on the low culinary video. If you know me, you know I really enjoy cooking, and I've had quite a few people request that I do some videos on the dishes that I make. So here we are. And before we get into that, you guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything, and give the video a thumbs up, okay? So today we're going to be doing a lemon ricotta ravioli with salmon or salmon, whatever, and chicken. So I did grab this ricotta and lemon zest ravioli from Trader Joe's. We got that. We are not putting both of these in the dish together. This is really for my husband and my daughter, and the chicken is just for me. All right, the sauce that we're going to be doing with that is going to be a dill lemon caper sauce. So I have some fresh dill here, some fresh lemon, our capers, got a little bit of butter and some coconut milk. And then we're going to be doing some ciabatta rolls on the side with a side of the Steakhouse style broccoli, which is just like the really long stem broccoli. So there's that. And if you're asking how did I think up this situation, it was inspired by it's like a lemon caper chicken dish that's at Cooper's Hawk. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but you can use Google or go on Instagram. It's a winery place called Cooper's Hawk. I really kind of just had the taste for that, so I'm just going to kind of do it my own way. I saw a few things. I saw this in the store one day and purchased that. So we're just going to whip all of that together and see what we come up with. Okay, so we have our chicken breast right here, and I'm just going to start cleaning those. Pop that right out the pack and into the bowl. If you're old school, you know, you can wash your chicken in the sink, okay? Do what you want. It's your crib, it's your household, your food. Do what you want, okay? Anyways, we're going to place that in a bowl, add a little bit of room temperature water to that. And I'm just filling the bowl like pretty much halfway. And then I'm going to add some distilled vinegar and a little bit of sea salt to clean my chicken. Some people do vinegar and lemon. Some people do vinegar and salt, or just one and not the other. It just depends on you, but clean your meat, people, okay? Don't listen to these crazies on TikTok and all those other places. Clean your meat, okay? All right, so now the meat is all cleaned, as you can see. And now we're going to season. I got a little adobo. I have some spicy garlic there. I have some lemon pepper, some no salt lemon pepper. And then what else did I have? Just some chicken season, no salt chicken season. So just sprinkle all of that on there and mix it around. So now we're starting the chicken, and I have a little bit of the Kerrygold unsalted butter that I'm going to add to my frying pan. And I just did unsalted butter because I already got salt in it from the adobo, so I just feel like that's a bit overkill. You know, y'all should watch your salt intake, okay? I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do, and that's watch my salt intake. So I'm going to spread that around in the pan, and as you can see, I have a side, on the side there, I have some olive oil, and I'm going to add a little bit of that to the pan as well to cook my chicken. I like to use olive oil when I do pasta dishes. You can pretty much use whatever, but I just feel like it gives for a nice, good taste. So we're going ahead and searing the chicken. And like I said, you want to make sure the pot is really hot when you put the chicken in there, and refrain from just interrupting the chicken as it cooks. Just let it cook, let it simmer. As you can see, I went ahead and flipped it over because it was time. It's about, I would say for a thinly sliced chicken breast, just about 10 minutes on both. Well, 10 minutes all together. Now I'm going to take those out of the pan and put them on my cutting board. They're nice and hot. Okay, y'all, so I got most of my chicken cooked. I have one more piece over there, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and start boiling my water for my ravioli. Now, the thing about, you know, cooking, you gotta learn how to multitask. You gotta do a couple things at one time so you're getting your food cooked in a reasonable time. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some water to this pot, put it on the stove, add a little bit of salt and a little bit of butter. And also, when I took the chicken out of the pan, I'm gonna let it rest because I want all of the juices to stay inside the chicken. You don't wanna go right away cutting the chicken because then you're letting all your juices out. So let your chicken sit, cool down a little bit, and then go into cutting the chicken. So, a little tip for you. Okay, so now that I have my water boiling, my chicken is done, I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning this salmon. I'm gonna clean this, and how you basically want to clean it to make sure it doesn't have like a fishy taste is use a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of salt and let that soak in water. Now, if it doesn't bother you, if that's not your biz, then that's your business. Clean your food how you want to clean your food. But me and my house, we're gonna clean our food good, okay? So yeah, so just a little bit of salt and a little bit of vinegar, and you're gonna let it soak in water. You don't have to do it for long, but we're gonna do about 15 minutes since my water is boiling and I have one more piece of chicken cooking. Okay, so I'm actually gonna talk you guys live through this part. This is the salmon that I got. It was actually 2 long pieces, so I split them in 4 pieces. And what you want to do after you pull it out of the water is you want to lay it on something flat. Then you're going to take some paper towel and you're going to go ahead and pat it dry. And the reason we're doing this is because we do not want this to stick to our pan once we sear it. So that. Now, the type of person I am, I like to keep things consistent. So I'm going to use the same thing that I seasoned the chicken with, which is the lemon pepper, the spicy garlic, the adobo, and a little bit of pepper. I didn't use pepper for the chicken, but I'm going to use a little bit of pepper for this. So let's get into it. All right, so we already have our pan heating up. We're gonna add about a tablespoon of butter to the pan. We're gonna kind of prep it just like we did with the chicken. A little bit of butter and a little bit of olive oil. Now, while we have that butter and olive oil in the pan, we're going to squeeze a little bit of lemon to that just to give it some extra flavor while cooking. And we're also adding just a few sprigs of the dill as well to that cooking oil and butter. Now, once this last little piece of butter melts, I'm going to go ahead and add in 2 pieces of the salmon, but you don't want to like overcrowd your pan. So just start with just like 2 pieces at a time, or if you have 1 big piece, just start with that 1 piece at a time, because overcrowding is just never good. It lowers the temperature of your pan, which then in turn messes with the cooking time and how your meat cooks or how your fish cooks. Okay, you guys, so it doesn't take long to cook salmon. Here's just a little tip for cooking this. You want to do it skin side down first, then add your lemon to the top. You're going to cook about, I would say, 8 to 10 minutes depending on your stove, until you slowly see the pink turn white. And when the white kind of gets a little bit to the top, you're going to flip it and let it cook on the flesh side for about 2 minutes, and then it's all done. Okay, so now we're gonna cook our steakhouse style broccoli. I added a little olive oil to the pan, and that's gonna help sear it. And once I get all of those nicely in the pan, I'm gonna add a little bit of my salt-free vegetable season, my salt-free lemon pepper, and a little of the spicy garlic onto that. And once I get done with that, I'm actually going to put a lid on it just because it helps steam it and sear it at the same time. If I cook it without a lid, what's going to happen is the broccoli is not going to be cooked, and once I do cook it, it may seem like a bit wilted, kind of like, I don't know, it's not going to have that restaurant style feel to it. So this is how you get that. All right, now we're moving on to our dill caper sauce, and I put a half a stick of butter in the pan. I'm adding my coconut milk, and then I'm gonna stir that up. I like to stir after I add any ingredients, just so everything is nicely mixed and the flavor is even. You don't have to do it, but it's just my preference. So I'm gonna stir all of that together. Next, I'm adding in my dill. I don't know how many sprigs I used. I just kind of felt it. Like, when you make sauce, you just got to feel it, okay? There's no directions to these things. You just got to feel it, taste it, and move on, okay? That's how I roll. Then I'm going to do a half a squeeze of lemon in there. And what helps the juices for the lemon get flowing, if you roll it across the counter a couple times with your hand and then cut it, you get the juices out a little better for squeezing. Then I'm going to mix that up together. And I hope that last thing, I hope that made sense. I hope y'all get it. Now there's the capers. Now you want to make sure you drain the capers. I was feeling a little lazy, so I just scooped it and kind of like pressed it up against the side to get some of the juice out. I think I did about 3 scoops of capers. I thoroughly enjoy capers. I have no idea what they are, but they taste good to me. So yeah, if you're wondering where they are in the grocery store, they're like next to like the canned tuna and like that kind of stuff. So in case anybody was wondering, because I had a hard time finding them. So everything is pretty much done with the sauce. You do have to let it sit a little while just so it can thicken up. It's not going to be like necessarily Alfredo sauce, so it's not going to be that thick. So yeah, that's done. The broccoli is done, and I'm going to take a little bit of Parmesan and just kind of just lightly sprinkle that over top just to give it some garnish. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm fancy. So there is that. So everything is done. I'm going to plate it and show you guys the finished results. Okay, you guys. Everything is done. It smells so good. It looks so good. This is the finished look of our lemon caper pasta with our salmon and some broccoli. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see more cooking videos, let me know, because I'm never sure what you guys want to see. But yeah, just let me know. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and leave me some comments about some other recipes that you guys want me to try. But yeah.